The bustling city of Kolkata was Bukai's first canvas. The city, with its rich tapestry of life, offered an endless array of inspiration for a young mind brimming with curiosity and creativity. He saw art in everything around him. The vibrant saris of women hurrying by, each one a moving splash of color in the crowded streets. The chaotic beauty of the marketplace, where every stall and every vendor had a story to tell. A story that Bukai longed to capture with his brushes and paints. And then there was the serene Hooghly River, reflecting the golden hues of dawn. The river, with its calm and tranquil waters, provided a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of the city, offering Bukai a moment of peace and reflection. Even as a young boy, Bukai had an eye for detail, a heart that throbbed with unspoken emotions, and nimble fingers that longed to translate these feelings onto paper. His sketches were not just drawings, they were windows into his soul, each one revealing a piece of his inner world. His parents, though simple folk with humble dreams, recognized their son's artistic inclinations. They saw the spark in his eyes, the joy he found in creating, and they nurtured it with all the love and support they could muster. They gifted him his first set of paints and brushes on his 5th birthday. It was a momentous occasion for Bukai, one that he would remember for the rest of his life. It was a simple set, but for Bukai, it was a treasure chest brimming with possibilities. Each color, each brushstroke held the promise of a new creation, a new adventure. He would spend hours lost in his world of colors, transforming blank sheets of paper into expressions of his inner world. His room, once a simple space, became a sanctuary of creativity, a place where he could explore and express his deepest thoughts and feelings. His room became a testament to his burgeoning talent. The walls, adorned with his drawings, told the story of a young artist finding his voice, one sketch at a time. Drawings of birds in flight, capturing the grace and freedom of their movements. Portraits of street vendors, each one a study in character and resilience, and landscapes inspired by his surroundings adorned his walls. Each piece was a reflection of his world, seen through the eyes of a budding artist. Each stroke was an adventure, each color a new word in the vocabulary of his heart. Bukai's art was not just a hobby, it was a way for him to communicate, to share his vision with the world. Little did he know, this childhood passion would one day blossom into something much greater, shaping not just his life, but the lives of many others. His journey was just beginning, and the world was about to witness the rise of a true artist. School was a breeze for Bukai. From the moment he stepped into the classroom, it was clear he was a natural. His teachers noticed his potential early on, and his classmates often looked to him for guidance. He excelled in all subjects, effortlessly mastering complex concepts and solving problems with ease. His academic prowess was unmatched, and he quickly became the top student in his grade. His sharp mind absorbed information like a sponge, and he had an insatiable curiosity that drove him to learn more. Whether it was science, math, literature, or history, Bukai approached each subject with the same level of enthusiasm and dedication. He was a teacher's delight, consistently topping his class and winning accolades in various competitions. His teachers often praised his diligence and commitment, and he became a role model for his peers. His parents, beaming with pride, dreamt of a bright future for their son, one filled with academic achievements and professional success. They envisioned him becoming a doctor, an engineer, or a scientist, someone who would make a significant impact on the world. However, amidst the equations and theorems, Bukai's heart yearned for the world of colors and creativity. He found himself drawn to the arts, a passion that was as strong as his love for academics. While his classmates spent their evenings poring over textbooks, Bukai found solace in his art. He would retreat to his room where he could let his imagination run wild and create beautiful pieces of art. It was his escape, his sanctuary, a world where he was free to express himself without the constraints of expectations or societal pressures. In his art, he found a sense of peace and fulfillment that he couldn't find anywhere else. He would rush through his homework, eager to pick up his brush and lose himself in the strokes of his imagination. The moment he finished his assignments, he would dive into his art, often losing track of time as he painted and drew. His notebooks, though filled with neat handwriting and correct answers, often bore secret sketches on the margins. These doodles were a reflection of his inner world, a glimpse into the dreams and fantasies that filled his mind. A blooming flower beside a complex equation, a delicate reminder of the beauty he saw in the world around him. A whimsical creature peeking from behind a historical timeline. These drawings were more than just idle doodles. They were an integral part of who he was. His art was his constant companion, a silent testament to the dreams he held close to his heart. It was a secret passion that he nurtured quietly, knowing that it was a part of him that he could never let go. Despite his artistic inclinations, Bukai's path was predetermined. In India, especially in families like his, professions like engineering and medicine were considered the epitome of success. Art, they believed, was a hobby, not a career. Thus, after much deliberation and family pressure, Bukai enrolled in a prestigious engineering college. The world of circuits and algorithms felt alien to him. He tried, he really did, to fit in, to find some semblance of interest in the complex formulas and technical jargon. However, his heart wasn't in it. His true passion lay elsewhere, in the world of colors and emotions that engineering seemed to lack. His grades began to slip, his attendance dwindled, and his textbooks remained unopened. He felt like a square peg trying to fit into a round hole, suffocating under the weight of expectations that didn't resonate with his soul. He needed an escape, a way to breathe, and he found it in the most unexpected place, the college's Dance and Drama Society. The dance floor became his new canvas. It was a place where he could escape the mundane realities of life and immerse himself in the rhythm and flow of music. Each beat, each note, was a new color on his palette, allowing him to paint his emotions in ways words never could. Here, he could express himself through movement, his body becoming the brush, his steps the strokes of paint. Every pirouette, every leap, was a testament to his inner world, a world that was both beautiful and tumultuous. The dance studio was his sanctuary, a place where he could be vulnerable and strong at the same time. He discovered a hidden talent for dance, his movements fluid and expressive, his performances brimming with raw emotion. It was as if the music spoke to him, guiding his every move, helping him to convey stories of love, loss, joy, and sorrow. His talent did not go unnoticed. Audiences were captivated by the raw intensity of his performances. He poured his heart and soul into every performance, finding solace and a sense of belonging in the company of like-minded individuals. The camaraderie among the dancers was palpable. They were a family bound by their shared passion. Together, they created magic on stage, each performance a symphony of movement and emotion. It was during this time that he met her, Barnali. She was a vision of grace and intellect, a fellow student who shared his love for the arts. Their first meeting was serendipitous, a chance encounter that would change the course of his life. She was a literature enthusiast, with a smile that could light up a room. Her presence was like a breath of fresh air, her laughter a melody that resonated with his soul. They spent hours discussing books, art, and life, their conversations deep and meaningful. Their shared love for the arts drew them together, their souls resonating with an unspoken understanding. They would often lose track of time, engrossed in their discussions or simply enjoying each other's company. It was a connection that went beyond words, a bond that felt both new and timeless. They were young, in love, and for a brief shining moment, Bukai felt like he had it all. A muse, a passion, and a glimmer of hope for a future where he could finally be true to himself. Their love was a dance, a beautiful choreography of two souls moving in perfect harmony. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans. Life, with its unpredictable twists and turns, began to pull them in different directions. The dreams they once shared started to diverge, and the path they walked together began to split. Their love story, though intense and passionate, was short-lived. The arguments became more frequent, the misunderstandings more profound. The once harmonious dance turned into a struggle, each step fraught with tension and pain. After graduation, Barnali moved on, her aspirations taking her down a different path. She had dreams of her own, dreams that required her to leave. The goodbye was bittersweet, filled with promises to stay in touch, but both knew that their chapter together was coming to an end. Bukai was left heartbroken, the colors of his world turning a dull gray. The vibrancy that once filled his life was replaced by a void, an emptiness that seemed impossible to fill. He found himself lost, struggling to find meaning in a world without her. His art, once his solace, now reflected his pain, his paintings filled with somber hues and melancholic figures. The joy of creation was overshadowed by the weight of his sorrow. Yet, in his darkest moments, he found a new depth to his art, a raw honesty that spoke to the universal experience of love and loss. His work became a testament to his resilience, a reminder that even in the face of heartbreak, beauty could still be found.